Hello everybody, I'm here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play EarthBound. In the previous video, we escaped the monstrosities of the Monotony building and rescued Paula, and now we have our new objective to go back to 3 to do some awesome stuff there. And in today's video, we're going to be doing exactly that. Now you may be wondering, what are we doing in 4 side? We ended the previous video in 3. Well, there's something really hilarious I'd like to demonstrate real quick. Remember a few videos back when the monkey used the teleporting ability and like a funny sound effect appeared? Well, I'd like to demonstrate why that's so funny. So if we use teleport and run into a wall, this will happen. It's one of the funniest things ever. Like, this is one of my favorite things to do in EarthBound, to have the characters run into a wall like that. Now it can get a little bit annoying at times if you can't find a straight pathway, because you need to go like a certain distance for the PSI teleport to actually work, because you're going like a straight line, things like that. But other than that, I really like the PSI teleport ability. I still don't understand why it's not Ness's recovery in Super Smash Bros., but whatever. What we need to do now is that we need to go into the 3D graveyard and go into the ladder of doom. We painted over all the damaged parts of the Skyrunner. Now I wonder how you start this thing up. I wanted to stay, but if you can't, so long. Thanks for everything. Thanks for every little old thing. Ah, here's the problem, and it's not too tough to fix. Hang on for a second or two. 1, 2. It's been longer than 2 seconds, Jeff. You're slacking. There. That's to do it. Now, if we board, the Skyrunner will take us back to Winters. With Dr. Andonut's help, I can modify the machine to fly to Summers. If Dr. Andonut is not available, I'll have to figure it out by myself. Anyway, let's go back to the lab in Winters. That's it. Go, machine, go! Go, machine, go! Go! There's the reason why I said a couple of videos back that you don't want to use PSI Teleport to go back to Winters, because if you do that, then you're going to have to walk all the way from the boarding school at the very beginning of Winters when we first met Jeff. You're going to have to walk all the way back over to the lab. When you can or if you just wait a few seconds, you can just get back over to Threed, and then the Skyrunner will take you there. I gotta say, I haven't really said this yet in this Let's Play, but these Skyrunner cutscenes are some of my favorite parts of this entire game, because one thing that I really love about EarthBound and Xenoblade Chronicles as well, but right now we're talking about EarthBound. What I really love about EarthBound is how it handles foreshadowing what's going to happen later in the game. Like, when we first got the Skyrunner, we got little sneak peeks of Forsyth and the Dusty Dunes Desert a little bit earlier than we'd ever be able to go through those areas. So, on your first playthrough, when you see that area, it's all like, whoa, this area looks really cool, I can't wait to try this out. So it gives you motivation to keep on going to play this game so you can get into those areas. And another example that happened in the previous episode was when they talked about like summers and a pyramid. So that continues with what I'm talking about with it talking about summers and the pyramid. You're excited because the main villain doesn't want you to go to summers for some reason, and on top of that, there's also a pyramid somewhere in this game, so it gets you really excited about what's going to happen later. It landed and it didn't break. Clap for joy. Thanks for taking care of my husband the other day. Oh yes, we finally tied the knot. I need you to stand there with your mouth open and say hello. So, you passed by a cave north of Stonehenge. Don't you ever wonder what's inside? Can't seem to stop thinking about it. Go and see what's there. We're going to get out of here. We're still newlyweds, you know. Bye-bye. Aw, the monkeys got married. It's so sweet. I always love the bell on top of the girl monkey's head. It's really adorable. Oh, you surprised me. You're Ness, aren't you? Jeff fights his best sometimes, but other than that, he's a good boy. Take care of yourself and Jeff. The bubble monkey. Hey, what about Paula? She's important too. The bubble monkey said there's a cave north of Stonehenge. I've known about it for a long time. The locals call it Rainy Circle, but I haven't been there. I wonder what's inside the cave. I understand. While you're checking out the place, I will work on remodeling the Skyrunner. Oh yes, my co-worker, Bigfoot, dislikes violence. He's such a nice guy and he loves people. He often shares his beef jerky with me. Ooga booga. May I help you? Waka ooga wam. What would you like? Do we need any of these things? Probably not. Yeah, we don't need it. Wait, what is it? Is it beef jerky any good? Let me check my notes real quick. Like, I know the bottle of DX water is going to be helpful for later, but it's not exactly going to be that helpful right now, I think. Okay, this is what I eventually ended up getting. I got 2 things of beef jerky and 2 things of a bottle of DX water because I was completely wrong. Those are really helpful items for us right now. The beef jerky will restore 150 HP, while the bottle of DX water will restore 40 power points. So yeah, that's definitely going to be useful, and thank God that I checked over my notes, because otherwise I would have missed a huge opportunity, and if I failed during this recording session, then I would have gone through editing, looked through my notes, and be like, oh, I probably should have gotten those things. Is there anything up here? We already got the treasure chest in there. I gotta say, I love the music in this place. Okay, now that we're in Winters, we're going to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. You guys remember back when we were here the first time, how when we were going over the stats for the Cave Boy enemy, how I talked about how its stats are going to be a little bit different because because depending on how far we are into the game. Well, the thing is, when we face a Cave Boy on our second visit here, rather than having a 128 chance of dropping a picket lunch, it's now going to have a 4 and 128 chance of dropping a double burger, so it's going to be very helpful. Other than that, all the stats for these enemies are going to be exactly the same. Have we faced a Mighty Bear 7 yet? I don't think we have. We'll check out the stats in a minute. I'm gonna edit out this battle because, you know what? No, I'm gonna actually go over the stats for the Mighty Bear 7 right now, since we're already seeing it right now. This is the Mighty Bear 7, 367 HP, 0 power points, 85 offense, 76 defense, 11 speed, 1 guts, 8,884 experience to defeat them, $448 to defeat them. Has a 1 in 128 chance of dropping a Super Plus Bear. Again, with the whole morbid thing, how the Mighty Bear 7 turns into a Super Plus Bear. Weaknesses: 75% vulnerable to fire, 75% vulnerable to freeze, 50% flash, 10% paralysis, 10% Brainshock, 50% hypnosis. Attacks: claws with the sharp nail, high level damage, biting attack, mid level damage, bias, low level damage. So we definitely want to watch out for that guy. What do I want to do? Let's use PSI rocket on these things and PSI fire on the back row of enemies. We're right next to the lab, so we can always go back in there to restore our HP power points and stuff like that. It did not work in the Mighty Bear 7. How rude. Let's try that again. Are the Cave Boys even vulnerable to fire? Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. I can't remember all these things off the top of my head. That's why I wrote notes for this game. Yeah, well, I didn't use the back row. At least I thought I used it on the back row. Okay, the Mighty Bear 7 is defeated. Cave Boy B is defeated. And Cave Boy A is defeated. Yeah, we're money people! Okay, I'm gonna go back to heal real quick before we go into the dungeon. So I'll see you guys in a second. What do you have to say? You kids don't look very bright. Let me explain. These stones are making a pattern. It's called Stonehenge. UFOs often visit here. You must have seen it on TV or read about it in the tabloids. Yes, that's Stonehenge. Okay, now I'll see you guys in a second. I still love the music in this area. The game is so amazing. Okay, now that we're back in Rain Circle, the enemies in this area are going to change now. Because there are now 3 enemies in this place that did not appear. They were not here when it was only Jeff here. So I'm gonna look around this place and look for these enemies before we do. Oh, there's one up there. This. Do I want to go after 2 of them? No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm being a chicken. We're gonna explore a little bit more. Of course, now that I've done that, we're not gonna be able to find those enemies again, or they're gonna be the only enemies we'll be able to find this place. And I'm wrong on both accounts because we have 2 new enemies over here. Okay, we have the Strong Crocodile and the Arachnid. And I have to say, even though spiders are... Well, I'm not really afraid of spiders in real life, but but like spiders are just like creepy looking in general. But I gotta say, the spider in this game kind of continues with the trend of bugs and animals that look really gross in real life, looking really adorable in this game. Anyway, this is the Arachnid. 216 HP, 0 power points, 61 offense, 30 defense, 23 speed, 3 guts, 4,933 experience to defeat them. Will drop $196 to defeat them. Has a 16 and 128 chance of dropping a jar of hot sauce. Weaknesses: 100% vulnerable to fire, 100% vulnerable to freeze, 50% flash, 99% paralysis, 99% Brainshock, 0% hypnosis. Attacks: bass, low level damage, poison stinger, can cause poison. Since spider silk solidifies a party member. Watch out for the poison stinger because that, well, obviously it's poison, so you want to be very careful with that. And next up is the Strong Crocodile. 417 HP, 0 power points, 85 offense, 131 defense, 17 speed, 5 guts, 10,122 experience when you defeat them, $495 to defeat them. Has a 2 in 128 chance of dropping a super bomb. Weaknesses: 75% vulnerable to fire, 75% vulnerable to freeze, 50% flash, 50% paralysis, 10% Brainshock, 50% hypnosis. Attacks: bass, low level damage, edges closer no effect, biting attack, high level damage, swings are still hard, high level damage. We definitely want to take out these things very quickly, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use PSI Rocket on these things because I'm cheap like that. We're going to probably use PSI Freeze on the Arachnid, but only on the beta form because I believe PSI Freeze beta will be enough to knock it out. Yep, it was. Yay, I can see the future! The Strong Crocodile is definitely going to be a very useful way of level grinding in this game because even though they can be very difficult, like their defense is stupidly high. You can wipe them out with a couple of PSI Rocket abilities, and maybe you can also try using some of Jeff's weapons like the Big Bottle Rocket or things like that. But when you defeat them, you get an insane amount of experience, so it's definitely worth it to try to go out of your way to fight them. And the third of our enemy the third of the enemies that we're trying to find is right here, so yay, this video's not going to be a nightmare to edit, except it probably will be. This is the Elder Baddie. I can't pronounce the names apparently. This is the Elder Baddie. 294 HP, 0 power points, 66 offense, 72 defense, 33 speed, 8 guts, 4,177 experience to defeat them. $371 to defeat them. Has a 4 in 120 chance of dropping a double burger. 75% vulnerable to fire, 75% vulnerable to freeze, 50% flash, 99% paralysis, 99% Brainshock, 0% hypnosis. Attacks, bass, low level damage, sizes up the situation, it'll begin to feel strange, becomes friendly, solidifies a party member, and biting attack, high level damage. So, PSI Paralysis will probably be your friend in this area. We're only going to be using PSI Paralysis Alpha so that we don't have to waste too many power points on fighting just basic enemies. You don't even have to fight any of these enemies at all. You can just go straight to the boss fight because the entrance to this cave from the side that we came into this place, the boss fight is right there in the open. So you don't really need to fight any of these enemies. But again, I highly recommend going out of your way to fight a Strong Crocodile, at least a couple of them, because they drop an insane amount of experience when you defeat them, and it doesn't take long to leave this place to go back to Dr. Endon's lab to heal yourself. Yay, we drained some of the Strong Crocodile's HP. I don't remember if I said this before, but that's what the HP Sucker does. It will take away the enemy's HP and restore it to yourself. Think of it like Robin's down special in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, how it heals yourself, but it takes away HP from whoever you're using it against. Yeah, green swirly and a Strong Crocodile, yeah! We use the HP Sucker to destroy the crocodile. And that's a present, a super bomb. That's gonna be very useful for the boss fight. Okay, now before we go into the boss fight, I'm gonna take care of a couple things real quick. Primarily using a bottle of DX water on Ness so that we can actually have enough HP or power points to fight this enemy. Wait, what? What? That only restored one thing. I've been lied to, or I looked at the wrong item when I was looking at my notes. It's very possible. what do I want to do? You know what? Puddle's gonna be more useful going to this boss fight. So let's just go in here anyway.
You finally got here. This is your 4th sanctuary location, but it's mine now. Take it from me, if you dare.
I gotta be honest, this enemy looks like a Mushroomized Pikmin. This room! I hate to say it with extra emphasis because there are 3 O's in it and an exclamation point. This is this room enemy. 1,708 HP, 112 power points, 95 offense, 144 defense, 18 speed, 32 guts, 96,323 experience to defeat them. Will drop $486 to defeat them. As per usual with boss fights, will drop no items, weaknesses, 100% vulnerable to fire, 50% vulnerable to freeze, 50% flash, 0% paralysis, 10% Brainshock, 50% hypnosis. Attacks, blast, low level damage, life up alpha, recover 75 to 125 HP, scatter some spores, mushrooms a party member, disrupts their senses, unable to concentrate. I'm gonna warn you guys right now, this guy will mushroomize one of your party members at the very beginning of the battle, so what I like, and I also believe that they'll use they'll have a sealed up at the beginning of the battle as well, so you want to use Jeff's sealed killer, I guess this thing, or neutralizer. One of those two will work, hopefully. Okay, we took out some of it. That is intense. Wow. That hurt my eyes a little. And it did nothing. And Paula's mushroomed. Paula's the one we needed for this boss fight. Now you jerk. You jerk. You're not invited to my birthday party. You're not invited to my birthday party. How can you do such a horrible thing? The character who gets mushroomed, I highly recommend that you just have them defend throughout the battle, because being mushroomed at this point in the game is way worse than it was earlier in the game, because earlier the only real consequence was that sometimes when you're going to battle. Wait, did you poison me? I had no idea that he could poison you. That is rude. Okay, what am I gonna do? Let's use let's just use the basic verm, I guess. Maybe this will work. Might be a bad idea because I don't know what to do. Let's just use it anyway. Challenge accepted. Yes, it is another big ball rock. I guess this guy. Okay, thank God. Usually, the being mushroomed makes it so that what I was trying to say a moment ago. Yeah, we defeated it. Yeah, in your face. Who's the man? Yeah. I know how to freak out like that since the Elden. Since James is on Roman Coward Sword. What I was trying to say a moment ago was that being mushroomed at this point in the game is way worse than it is earlier, because the only consequence was that your controls would get messed up from time to time. Now, being mushroomed, you have a higher chance of accidentally attacking one of your party members. It's like in Final Fantasy VII, how you can attack your party members, except in this game... Killer, stop squeaking. Except in this game... it's a status effect, whereas in Final Fantasy VII, you can... Don't know why I tried using healing when I know that you can't use that to still being mushroomed, but as I was trying to say, it's like Final Fantasy VII where you can attack your own party members, except in that game, you can do it at any time. In this game, it's a status effect. That's all I was trying to say. I have to be honest, this is one of my favorite looking sanctuaries in this entire game, because I've praised the way that the sanctuaries look throughout this entire game. This one has to be one of my favorites, because I just really love how Rain looks in general. Like, Rain, growing up where I've lived, Rain just is really beautiful to look at, and this area right here captures it beautifully, which is very impressive for a Super Nintendo game. Also, it's in the middle of a snowy area, so... and you guys know how I feel about winter, and winter being my favorite season. And now it's all snowy again, and we can listen to super amazing music, and you get away from me, you get away from me, you get away from me, you get away from me! Okay, thank God. Okay, you're still following me! It's worth mentioning that the Super Plush Bear that the Mighty Bear 7 enemies will drop, that's basically a teddy bear with who has more HP than just a regular teddy bear. Oh, Ness! Oh, it's just we're gonna do the same thing over and over again. Oh, finally it's modeling the Sky Rudder. You can leave for summers whenever you wish. It's in a break this time. Well, maybe. Okay, even though we just recovered our HP and stuff like that from the Sanctuary, I'm gonna use this thing again. Simply just because I want to. I can do whatever I want, it's my channel. I just play Toy Story 2, and I'm a full-grown man, so that should say something. And with that, we're gonna end this video off here, so thank you guys so much for watching this video of EarthBound, and until next time, need gear to you. Oh yeah.